Hi, I'm Sarah, back with the scoop on what happened in the courtroom today, day 25 of the Sean Diddy Combs trial. The day opened with a powerful testimony from FBI agent Penland, who returned to the stand as a summary witness for the prosecution. Agent Penland walked jurors through a series of text messages, phone records, and photographs tied to the now infamous 2016 hotel assault involving Cassie Ventura and Sean Diddy Combs. While Cassie has already testified last month, it was Penland who read Cassie's words aloud in court today. And this offered a chilling, real-time look at the aftermath of the attack and how Combs and his team allegedly tried to contain it. One of the texts that was shared had Cassie writing, "This is crazy, he won't stop. Please tell him the neighbors are about to call the police." And this was sent to Diddy's chief of staff the night of the 2016 hotel altercation. Today in the courtroom, jurors were shown more messages like this, as well as photos of the bruises that were from that night. There was also earlier courtroom video which showed Diddy kicking and dragging Cassie in a Los Angeles hotel room, and that's already been shown to the jury. So then the trial spotlight shifted, and what happened next was they tried to show Diddy's desperate attempts to lure Cassie back and her constant refusal. Phone records revealed that Combs bombarded Cassie with calls and texts right after the assault. In one message, he even lied, claiming, "I'm about to be arrested," to make sure she would return to the hotel. Cassie did not come back. Instead, she told him that she was leaving for a movie premiere. A text was shared where Cassie said, "It was time for me to go. You are sick for thinking it's okay to do what you've done. Please stay away from me." Cassie also informed Diddy that the male escort they had hired for that night's freak-off had also fled the scene, saying, "Jules left, you're good. As long as you don't disturb other guests, they'll leave you be." In response to this, Diddy called her 5 times within 22 minutes. The court also learned that Diddy's team scrambled to contain the fallout from that violent night. There were text exchanges that were shown that his longtime aide, Christina KK, immediately tried to retrieve the hotel security footage of that assault. KK also texted a colleague saying that she would ask about covering damages for the hotel room and instructed to say they had a fun, drunk night to try and get more info. This was their attempt to effectively spin this into a fun night of partying. They also saw evidence where Diddy's bodyguard, Damian D-Rock Butler, was checking in on Cassie's condition. The next morning, Butler reported back to Diddy in a text saying, "Her face don't look bad, she good." Jurors were able to then see how deeply involved KK and Butler were in the aftermath. This reinforced prosecutors' claims of a co-conspirator network around Diddy. KK even apologized to Cassie later, saying she didn't want to be in the middle, and helped facilitate a couple of calls between Diddy and Cassie in the days after. In the court was one of a tight-knit circle that was there to protect Diddy, smoothing things over with the hotel staff, monitoring Cassie, and attempting to calm the situation, all while Cassie herself was traumatized and just seeking to escape. But that definitely wasn't it in the courtroom today. Day 25 wasn't done delivering drama. Prosecutors pivoted to the heart of their case, Diddy's alleged freak-offs, by showing graphic video evidence. Before lunch, jurors were shown about 20 minutes of explicit footage from 2012 to 2014 freak-offs. The videos were shown in segments and were so graphic that jurors wore headphones and the courtroom screens were turned off from the gallery viewing. Agent Penland then detailed the extravagant excesses of Diddy's alleged sex ring. She presented Amex credit cards statements showing astonishing expenses, up to $944,000 in charges tied to these parties. One specific bill included a $4,000 per night luxury hotel suite and another documented $46,786 in damages to a New York hotel pit night after a single wild weekend. Multiple witnesses have testified that these freak-offs would just be absolutely out of control and leave huge damages. Hearing about the 5-figure cleanup cost just showed how out of control these parties could be. During cross-examination of Agent Penland, the defense argued that Cassie was not simply a victim, but a willing participant in arranging these sexual encounters. They presented old text messages between Diddy and Cassie, suggesting she sometimes took the lead. In one exchange, Diddy told Cassie, quote, "You make the decision, please," in apparently letting her choose among 2 escorts who'd reached out. In another message, Cassie mentioned her having sexy flashbacks, which was the defense's way of showing that Cassie wasn't forced 100% of the time. She appeared engaged and even reminisced about the incident. Prosecutors then put those texts back into context, reminding the jurors of Cassie's earlier tearful testimony in May when she re-encountered how trapped she felt. On the stand, Cassie had emotionally declared that she'd give the money back if I never have to have freak-offs, referring to the $20 million civil settlement she received. Cassie referred to the freak-offs as something she, quote, really didn't feel I could say no to. Teeny Garagos then pressed Agent Penland on the evidence. Garagos pointed out that the texts shown were selective and grilled Penland on why she hadn't obtained the full text message threads for context. The special agent did not back down. She fired back that it wasn't her job to gather every message. She was merely asked to verify the evidence she was given. It's been reported that you could feel the tension in the courtroom, and that is how the defense wrapped up its cross-examination. As day 25 concluded, prosecutors indicated that they plan to call just 2 or 3 more witnesses before they wrap up their case. One highly anticipated witness is Brendan Paul, who is a former assistant of Diddy's, and he is expected to take the stand to start day 26 on June 18th. After Brendan Paul and any remaining witnesses testify, the government will rest and Diddy's defense team will have its turn, potentially calling their own witnesses or even Diddy himself to the stand. Make sure to come back tomorrow as I will have another recap of what happens in the courtroom on day 26.